let's insert a new PLC from the hardware catalog. You should see Somatic 300 here on the right side of my screen. It should be highlighted blue. If I click anywhere in the window, you'll see that it goes away, the blue goes away. Now I'll double click Somatic 300, and you're going to see that it will move over here to the left, and hardware will appear here in the right window. I'm going to double click on hardware, and we've got a new window opens here. If you look over here on the left, you'll see it's Somatic 300, and there's the name of my project, first project. Here on the right hand side is my hardware catalog. I'm going to maximize that. If the hardware catalog here on the right does not appear like that, you can simply click View Catalog, and that'll bring up your catalog. Now if we look here in our hardware catalog and find Somatic 300, this is the PLC that we're working with. I'm going to click the plus and open the tree. The first thing we have to do is install a rail. So if we'll look down the tree to right here, Rack 300, I'll click the plus, and here's the rail. And I'm going to simply double click rail, and you'll notice these windows appear. This is what's called our PLC rail, or I call it the PLC rack. You notice it's got slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First thing we're going to do is choose which CPU or central processing unit we'll be using. Looking at my parts catalog under the Somatic 300 tree, I'm going to choose the CPU that I'm using. We are using the CPU 300. So I'll click the plus. At this time, what you would do is look at your PLC and notice on the front of the CPU, it should have a listing or part number there that says CPU 313C-2DP. So that's what we're going to look for here, CPU 313C-2DP. So I'll click the plus here and open another tree. And you'll notice here that we are looking at a couple, these are the part numbers of the central processing unit. And you will have to look at the PLC on the CPI, the small door that we opened above the MPI port. The part number will be on the bottom left hand corner. And I'm looking at my part number of my PLC, and it is this model number here, so I'll click the plus, and it's version 3.3. Notice that when I click on version 3.3 in my PLC rack, slot 2 highlights green. That's the only position that the CPU can be placed. So I will click and hold version 3.3 and drag the CPU to slot 2. Notice it says you cannot put a CPU in this slot. It will only let you put it in slot number 2. Slot number 1 is reserved for the power supply. When I release the CPU over the green slot, this window opens. It says Properties Profibus Interface. I'm going to click New, and another window will open. Um, I'm not setting up a network at this time, so I'm simply going to click OK. Profibus here will appear, but here again, I'm not setting up a network, so I'm going to simply click OK. Notice here now the CPU. This is my digital input, digital output module. Notice the part number.